Hi, everyone. Welcome to your online orientation for the Industrial Mechanics program at White Mountains Community College. My name is Kyle Obbett. I'll be your advisor slash instructor for a majority of your courses. And we'll get underway with this. Um, Online orientation is not ideal, but you know what? We can make it work. So as we go through this, I'm going to have this PowerPoint set up on the Canvas page for you, along with the tool list. So that way you can use this PowerPoint to register for your classes a little bit easier. You'll see that slide coming up. And that tool list so you can get all the proper PPE that you need and tools that you need. You'll also have your class schedule on here. A little bit about myself. I've been working in the trades for about 10 years now. Most of my time as an industrial mechanic has been at a paper mill, Gorham Paper and Tissue, and it's been good. It's been a very good life for myself and my family. I've worked at the paper mill for about 7 years off and on. I still work here at the paper mill during the summers usually as a fill-in for management positions, so on and so forth. Um, yeah, here's my contact info. My cell phone's listed. My email's listed. Feel free to give me a text or a call or shoot me an email. If you want to set up a Zoom meeting, I'm more than willing to do that. I'd love to talk with you all before we have classes starting. So please reach out. I definitely encourage that. Next, this is our registration information. If you click this link, the blue link, once you're on the PowerPoint itself, it'll bring you right to the registration page. Now you can take all the information we have listed, the CRNs, it's the course registration numbers, the course numbers, the section, course titles, credits, and the campus. That's going to be the easiest way for you to register. If you do have troubles, feel free to reach out. I'll answer my phone whenever. I'll get my email whenever. My email is right to my cell phone. So feel free to reach out with any questions you have as far as registration goes. Now we're going to get into the tool list and PPE list. In our lab classes, your safety is definitely our number one priority. We want to put out good, safe workers. That's the name of our game. Safe workers is number one. Personal protective equipment is required for your lab classes always. We can't stress that enough. I'll pull up the tool list in just a second here, and you'll be able to see what it consists of. But don't feel like you need to break the bank on your tools. I have the attachment posted in Canvas for the tool list and PPE list. So let me pull that up now. Just give me 1 second, bear with me. So as I'm pulling up this tool list, like I said, I want to make sure that you guys are not spending a whole lot of money on the tools. The PPE, that's another story. These are all estimated costs, by the way. We all know welding jackets don't cost that much. This is if you were to buy a full leather jacket. I don't recommend full leather jackets. I recommend the hybrid leather, they call them. It's a flame retardant, vest portion, and the sleeves would be leather. That's what I recommend. That's what I use. Works just fine. Safety glasses, they're going to have that ANSI Z87 Plus. Usually it's stamped around the inside, right here. It's where it'd be stamped, the Z87 Plus. A lot of people wear the clear ones. I like these yellow ones. They give a nice bright tint to it. Helps you see the bright side of things going on. Safety glasses, we just talked about. Safety toe work boots. So composite or steel toe work boots. I know a lot of people like the logger boots. I don't like those. The high heel is very hard on your back. This is something that you don't want to skimp out on as far as spending money on them. Good pair of work boots are just going to run you some money, but it's good to have because we're on our feet quite a bit for this program. My personal preference is the Timberland Pros, the Boondockers. That's what I wear. They last me a long time. I get about a year out of them. They're a great boot. Welding hoods, you're going to want an auto darkening hood. If you have a solid shade hood, that's fine too. I actually prefer solid shades, but I'm not opposed to using an auto darkening hood by any means. You want extra lenses and batteries. If you want extra lenses, if you have a solid shade hood, you're also going to want extra lenses if you have the auto dark hood, of course. And definitely batteries for that. It's hard when, let's say you're doing a practice test and your batteries die in your welding hood, or you're doing your actual test, weld test, and batteries die in your welding hood. That's not a good time. That's a time test, so you don't really want to waste time messing with your welding hood. One thing, if you do have a solid shade hood, at least a shade 10, okay? Gonna need a welding cap or a beanie, TIG welding gloves, and stick welding gloves, face shield. I recommend having a dedicated face shield for grinding. Cutting, a lot of the auto dark hoods have the cutting modes and grinding modes, but I recommend a dedicated face shield for grinding, especially. And you're also going to want a pair of work gloves, at least 2 pairs per semester. Just those gardening full leather gloves, those are the best, in my opinion. Now we get into the hand tools. If you don't want to buy your hand tools right off because you're unsure of it before classes start, that's fine. You do not need your hand tools the first day of class. I'll repeat that. You do not need your hand tools on the first day of class. There's a lot of tools here. The list looks pretty big. It's not that bad though. The tungsten you definitely don't need for the first semester. Okay, you need that the second semester. These are just the basic hand tools that you're going to need when you actually go out on a job site. That's what we kind of made this list to be like. So your first day of work, you'll have all your basic hand tools, which works out well. So if you don't want to get them right off, don't worry about it. Come into class. We'll talk about the tools on our first week of our classes. We're going to go through another little orientation where we talk about what exactly we're going to be doing. And tools are one of those things we cover. I'll have all the tools there so you can see what I'm talking about. As far as toolboxes are concerned, we don't like the big chest roll-away toolboxes. One, they take up a lot of space. And two, it's hard to load in and out of your vehicle if you're going job site to job site. So what I recommend that worked out well for my students last year was DeWalt makes it. It's a little roll-away plastic toolbox. It's like a tool chest. It actually slides open into 3 little layers. So it worked out pretty well. It was a very nice toolbox. I think it cost the student about $80. So pretty cheap for, and it locks as well. It's on wheels, so really good setup. So yeah, don't be afraid to show up without your tools, but make sure you have your PPE. That's one thing we need. So let me go back to the PowerPoint. Bear with me here. So now let's talk about textbooks. These textbooks, there's 4 here. These are the only textbooks you need for your whole program. So fall semesters, this is what you need. Spring semester, you don't need to buy new books. That's what's nice about this. The Industrial Mechanics 4th edition book has a workbook that goes with it. The workbook is not required. Just the textbook is required. Same thing with the welding skills book and the print reading book. Those 3, all you need is the textbook. The rigging handbook, that's just a little pamphlet book. I put the picture here so you guys could actually see what it looks like. That's like a $16 book. It's very good for the rigging portion of our class. Something that you want to keep in your toolbox for sure when you go on the job. There's a lot of valuable information in it. So again, these are the only books you will need for your classes. This is our schedule. Like we said, 3-day schedule. Wednesday, we start at 9 in the morning. All right. You see the other 2 days we start at 8 o'clock. We start at 9 in the morning in case any one of you guys is traveling and you need to stay overnight at the TNC or if you have an apartment. We have a late start so you guys can actually drive that morning and not get overtired trying to drive earlier in the morning. So you're going to start off safety first, always. Industrial tools and workplace safety. That's our safety course where we cover safe use and operation of hand tools, so on and so forth. You guys have probably all heard my spiel already on what we do and how we do it. But you're going to get it again anyways. It's just how I am. Industrial math, that's taught by Professor John Holt. He's a mechanical engineer. If you see the memes on Facebook about engineers and people that actually do the work, it's always funny, but he's the best mechanical engineer I've ever seen. He's just an awesome guy to work with. You don't even have a textbook in that class that I know of. So, I mean, he just has a good time with everything. He really does a good job. The students really liked him last year, and he really enjoyed teaching the class, and I learned a lot from him as well. Our lunch, and obviously reading mechanical prints, 1. There's a second one that goes in the spring semester. Our intro to industrial mechanics, this is like the classroom portion of that class. This is where we talk about the theory of industrial mechanics and millwrighting. And then your welding and cutting operations theory class as well. So this class starts, your whole day starts at 9, gets out at 5:30. Not a bad day. The next day, we're in the lab all day. We're in our industrial mechanics shop all day long. from 8 to 4 with a 30-minute lunch break. So that's going to be a fun day. You'll have me for those classes. Like I said, every class on here except for math, and then your welding on Friday. I won't be your welding teacher on Friday. It'll be either John Mullins, Heather Wells, or Mike Pike. So, and they're very talented in what they do as well. We're lucky to have the staff that we do for this program. That's all I have for the PowerPoint itself. I do want to talk some more about what it's going to look like, how the classes do go. You know, this first semester we do everything from, we include our rigging here, we include some basic alignment here. Hopefully this year we'll be able to teach you some laser alignment. Last year we didn't get to teach too much of it, but we had some really cool times with the alignments class. A lot of layouts, precision tools and measurements, a lot of fun in these classes. Industrial welding cutting operations, that's when you're going to learn and refine the focus on, you know, cutting especially. We cut the nut off of a bolt without ruining the bolt threads. Do a lot of cool things like that. Some plasma cutting, air arc gouging, carbon air arc gouging. Excuse me. We're going to have a lot of fun with this. So I'm really looking forward to seeing you guys. Of course, let me move my big head over here. Like us on our Facebook page to see more. Definitely keep up to date with that. It's pretty cool. Got a lot of cool stuff on there. So give us a like on the Industrial Mechanics Facebook page and get to the end of the PowerPoint. So like I said, that information will all be online on the Canvas page. Feel free to contact me with any questions. I'm very easy to reach. My phone's on me 24/7, so I get my emails all the time on my phone. And definitely would love to set up a Zoom meeting with you guys until we can meet face to face to talk with everyone, meet you all. But until then, stay safe out there. I'm really looking forward to classes to start. I hope you are too. Have a great day.